What's happening, Xogos Nation? Zach Edwards here with another episode of the Game On series. That's where we go over everything Xogos, from our games to our programs to our classes. That's right, we have classes in here that you can take trade school classes. You can do language classes. You can learn languages. You can even do science. We have marine biology about to come up. We have everything from astronomy, investing, all these different free classes as being part of Xogos. So now, besides the classes, another thing is we've only told you a few of the functions that are part of this. In our videos, we still haven't come down here to Xogos Bank. Xogos Bank is where you can save your coins, because you get coins for doing well in school, by playing games, and also getting off the screen. But here's the great push for this. This system allows you to either use the coins in the games or to convert them to scholarships for actual universities and actual trade schools. That's right. So after you graduate, you can actually go to college with a little bit less debt. If not, none at all, depending on how much you collect. Okay, so here we go. I'm in here. I want to play a game. So I come to this line right here, or I can click on the games page right here. I'm going to click it from here. I'm going to show you a brand new game we just added on. So this one's really exciting. Now, I'm going to give a caveat. We are still in development, which means even the dictation, it doesn't get everything right. Like when I say period, it doesn't put a period, it puts the word period. So I'm going to have to come back and fix some of those things. But it allows me to dictate and I show you what we're developing and also get your insight into it. So we would love to see what you think about it. So let's click on it now. And the first thing you're going to show is the homepage. Out-argue your competition. Rank up. Become unbeatable. Great. Okay. So I come down here. I want to go against Leo Martinez. Now, age 12, and he's a medium. Medium is basically his expertise or how well he can argue. You come down here. He's a medium. Zoe is a wild card. It means you don't know if she's going to be an easy one to beat or a hard one to beat. She changes all the time. So it's very hard to predict her. Marcus Bell is a hard, and Sophia, total expert. Just graduated. She is 18 years old. And yeah, that's 12th grade. Have fun with that one. I actually haven't gotten to that level yet. Now, every time we reset this program, I always have to go to level 1. So I'm always going against the Lily. So, I mean, it's a good debate. I can understand it. But at the same time, I want to be able to get up here, but I have to get enough knowledge. I have to practice enough in order to get up here. So we're going to start a round. I'm going to enter the arena. Now, this shows me the dashboard. So I'm 215th out of all the different times that we tried this. And in that, Stratton, again, my name in this system, my son's name, I'm ranked as a novice arguer. I have 100% win rate because I've only debated once and I've won once. So I'm still at level only 2. So level 1 was just beating one time. So now I have a choice. Do I want to go against a AI or do I want to go against a live student? Now here's the great thing. I can go against a live student, but we don't have many people on here. We just loaded it yesterday. But the AI, if I try to get off topic, it will bring me back. It will say, we're getting off topic. I can weave out of it just to come back and hit it from another point of view. But if it is totally disconnected, the AI will stop us. So it's just an interesting way of doing this. So I'm going to click on the AI. Look at that. I can't choose anyone else. They're all grayed out. So I click on Lily. I can do a compromise debate or I can do a classic debate. Basically, whichever one wins. I come down here. I can actually pick the topic. Here we go. Social media minimum age should be raised to 16. Okay. I didn't know there was. Oh, I think because they were going to 13. All schools should require uniforms. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Homework. Homework should be banned. Okay. I can understand that point of view, and actually, truthfully, that's my point of view. Now, these are random. It'll actually give you one side or the other, and you don't know until you jump in. So let's do that one. Let's do homework should be banned. There you go. Against Lily, it says, I get why homework is unpopular, but banning it entirely seems like too much. Some practice outside of class actually helps things stick. Kids who fall behind can use that time to catch up. That fall behind, I don't like that argument right there. Kids that fall behind, you can use that time to catch up, which means they're falling behind. They need that homework to be able to do it. What about the ones that are faster? So the ones that are not taking all that time, ones that actually get work done right away. Now, I'm going to use a study that I know that basically says that you only need 2 to 3 hours a day to learn what you learn in public school. That takes you about 6 to 8 hours. And they know it's true. Let's see. The real problem isn't homework exists. It's too much of it and the boring kind. Fix that. Don't ban it. Okay, so that's Lily's perspective. Now, in the next time I would play against her, it could be the opposite where she's fighting to ban it. So she wants to ban it, and then I have to fight the other side. This allows you to see both perspectives. So, and in level 1 or the easy modes, all those topics that I had, those were all easy ones. As I get into new competitors, I'll be able to expand that and have more options of things to argue about until I get to the expert stage where I get to make my own debates. But I have to get through all of these, learning about them before I can do that. So let's jump into this. Now I'm going to use dictation. Though again, it's spotty. It's not totally working yet, but we are working on it. Okay. Lily. Yeah. It's great to meet you. Thank you for joining me on this debate stage. I can understand what you're saying and your sentiment behind it. But one of your points is making me have issues with your whole argument. Period. You wrote, kids who fall behind can use that time to catch up. But what about the faster students? Those that finish their work and then have to sit around for those slower students. Now, I would love to say that everything's equal and we should care about the people that are the kids that are slower, but doesn't that take away a lot of what word would I use? Engagement for some youth. It takes them away from wanting to learn more because they're being bored waiting for the slowest student, which is where the teacher has to put most of their effort. Now, there is a study out there that says that 2 to 3 hours of learning is equivalent to 6 to 8 hours in public schools. Now, part I didn't put in here. Let's see, let's change this. Slowest student, which is where the teachers have. I'm gonna have to make some of the corrections after I'm done with dictating this, because I have to put periods and commas and things like that. Let's see. And I'm going to change this too. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to dictate a new one. And say this. There is a study out there that says that public schools teach between 6 to 8 hours each day. But kids can learn the same amount in 2 to 6 hours. Two to 3 hours. The same amount of information. So why not allow the faster students to complete their homework in school instead of waiting on the slower students and then having to take homework home where they could be working or joining extracurricular activities or running a business, which a lot of students these days are doing. Period. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. I'm also going to pause this video so that I can actually make those corrections, and then you can see what it spits out. Okay, I made adjustments to my dictation of that. Yeah, we're going to work on the dictation so it has the commas and punctuations, and maybe even allows us to give extra space, such as like returns. But I rewrote it, so let's see what happens. So I submit it, and it thinks. And it thinks because it's being analyzed by an AI. This will actually tell me like where I have my strong points and where I have my weaknesses. Okay, so logic is a strong point to some extent because it's a 3 out of 5. Now, just, it's really hard to get a 5 out of 5. Evidence is 2 out of 5. Now, I did use evidence, but if I go down here, it'll actually show me what I did right and what I did wrong. What worked? You made your point clearly. How to level up? Try adding more specific evidence. Okay. Now, normally it would actually give you a lot more information. It just didn't here. And also, tip, consider directly addressing your opponent's strongest point, which is what I did last time I tried, and it actually said I did that. This time, I guess not so much. So her response, okay, I hear what you're saying about fast students being bored, but I don't think that means we should ban homework. You're focused on one classroom problem, not the whole picture. Homework helps students practice and remember what they learned. Even fast students benefit from doing problems at home. It makes their brains stronger. Plus, schools can manage this better by giving faster kids harder assignments or different tasks instead of just sitting there. That's not a homework problem. That's a teaching problem. Your study about learning hours is interesting, but that doesn't prove homework is bad. It just means classes could be organized better. We still need practice practice time outside school. Okay, that's a great argument. That is true. So what I would then respond with are things like, okay, well, then the teacher has to work harder. So we actually need a teacher to be more effective and efficient in the classroom. Her biggest points, even faster students benefit from doing homework at home. That is true. They can. But could you actually do it at school? And here's the big thing. This is an argument I made last time. I've done this one before. One of the arguments I made before was that when they go home, they have assignments that sometimes they're going to need help with. Well, a lot of times, whether it's math or history, my weakness in K through 12 studies is ELA, English Language Arts. So if my kids ask me about ELA, I'm not going to be able to help them that much, especially when nouns, verbs, and such. But, my wife is great at that, so she'd be able to help with that. If it's science or math, I'm great at that. But what happens if both parents are good at math, but they're not good at the other studies? Well, then the student doesn't have anything to argue or to anyone to ask for help. If they're at the school, they have people to ask for help. Now, interesting enough, their argument is, well, the teacher doesn't have enough time to individually help each student. Well, that just helped my argument. If this teacher doesn't have that much time to be able to do this, then automatically there's an issue at school. Maybe it's not homework, it's more the school system. So there's different things that you can say and do in these debates, go different directions. You would probably come up with some other argument that I didn't even think of. So use that. The AI will bend and weave to fit your argument, but also to fit your strong points and to show you what else you can do to make it better. Actually, funny enough, if you put in here something that's false, it will flag it. If you put in something that has a slippery slope, as in it's somewhat true, somewhat not true, it will also flag it. So that's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun to do all this. I hope you enjoyed this. We went a little bit over, mainly because it's typing and dictating. I mean, that takes a lot of video, but at the same time, I'm glad you're able to see some of the things it does. Now, again, this is one of the shortest ones I've ever seen. The responses, it was short. Maybe it's also because AI is just a little bit slow right now, but it usually gives you a lot more information to grow from when it comes to analyzing your debating skills. Now, one last note before I go. You could send over her argument to ChatGPT and have it fight it. The problem is you're not learning. I mean, if you want to do that, fine. It's just hurting yourself. Actually do the studies, actually do the arguing, and you will actually be able to see what can or cannot be done in the system, and also what you can do and what you cannot do to be better at debating. So I hope you enjoyed this. We will catch you next time. Take care, y'all. Bye.